Hey y'all, Sherry G. Welcome to the channel. So Love and Marriage Huntsville is back. Episode 16 aired, and I have to say that this particular episode, at least in my opinion, was very revelatory. You guys remember Melody said that this was the year of revelation. Boy, she wasn't kidding. I watched this show, and yeah, it reveals a lot to me anyway. So I am going to give some commentary on the episode. I'm not going to do it all in this video because I actually want to go back and revisit some of those scenes because I feel like I said, it was revelatory, and I just want to make sure that I don't rush through anything just to get a video out, but that I kind of take my time and absorb and observe and get what I need to get out of it so that I can present it to you guys, at least present my views to you guys. And so anyway, I am going to start off with the first scene, and I kind of expounded a little bit on this scene based on the trailer that was dropped. It was on TikTok through the OWN network. Well, it was TikTok. I don't know. It was either TikTok, Instagram. I forgot because I picked up some from both. But anyway, this particular scene is the scene where this episode starts off, and it's where Kiki and Melody are talking, and it's about the whole Crime Stoppers situation. I'm sorry, it's Tiffany and Melody talking about the whole Kiki situation, the Crime Stoppers situation. And speaking of Kiki, she actually has come out and she's been doing some lives and kind of talking about her situation then too. So I'll try to tie some of that into this. Like I said, it's been very real out here on these YouTube streets. I've said that before. And it's just a lot going on. And I'm going to try to tie it all into my commentary. But anyway, let me go ahead and remind you that the views I express in this video, it's my opinion, right? And the views that are expressed in the comment section, that's everyone else's opinion. It's just all our way of seeing things. Everything is alleged, right? And all that jazz. So let me go ahead and get into it. And like I said, I'm starting off with the scene where Mel shows up to check on Tiffany to see how she's doing since she's had the baby. And they start conversating about the whole Crime Stoppers situation. So the scene with Tiffany and Melody, I said it in my earlier video that this particular scene irked me. And it's just Tiffany and everything about her whole energy when she's bringing up the situation about Kiki and the smirking and just her whole facial expressions and everything and her body language. It was just like really, really off to me. It's like she just really, really wanted to go in on Kiki and air Kiki out, air all her stuff out there. But, anyway, Melody shows up and she asks Tiffany when they're sitting down talking, she asks her, "How are you doing?" That's how she starts off the conversation with Tiffany. But it's like Tiffany was oblivious to that whole question because she immediately starts going in on Kiki and bringing up the whole Crime Stoppers ordeal. It's like she couldn't wait to go in on her. Now, I believe this was a production-produced situation. But Tiffany, girl, could you have at least answered the question? Or is it too uncomfortable considering Lou is spending as much time or isn't spending as much time at home, allegedly, and in my opinion? It's just the way she just totally bypassed the question and went straight to digging into Kiki's situation. That was just so bizarre to me. And it really, really made her seem like the big snake she is, in my opinion. But anyway, after Melody asks her, how she's doing. Like I said, she goes in on Kiki right away. And she starts off by saying, it's a lot going on. And then she immediately brings up the Crime Stopper situation as if this really has such a bad effect on her personally. I mean, she even has the gall to say that what Kiki has done, what Kiki has allegedly done, let me say, could have had a negative impact on her brand. Not only on her brand, but all of their brands. Speaking of all of the castmates. And I just felt that to be so bizarre because, and I thought to myself, what exactly is your brand? And later on in the scene, actually, it's Tisha who says the same thing. What does Tiffany even do? No one knows what Tiffany does to this day. So how does it affect your brand? And what Kiki has done isn't affecting your brand or your life any more negatively than what you're doing, according to what your husband is saying. So you need to pay attention to what's going on, Tiffany, in your household, what's going on right in front of your face, and how you are negatively impacting your relationship with your husband. That's more important than the allegations against Kiki. I just don't understand how it has a negative impact on you. When I think of this whole situation that has happened with Kiki, I don't even think of Tiffany. I don't think of any of the other castmates. I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, I hope everything's okay with Kiki. And that wasn't her concern at all. That wasn't her concern at all. Melody actually had to remind her she's innocent until proven guilty. She hasn't been charged with anything. This is just an accusation. But Tiffany was acting like she was already guilty. As a matter of fact, she said that, and I'm paraphrasing, she said to Melody, like, if it was you and something negative came up about you and regarding you, you are established in your business. So I would think that if something negative came up about you, I would think, that can't be true because you're so established in your business. I didn't get that at all. Like, what does that have to do with anything, right? I'm just like, you're just pulling excuses out of your behind, Tiffany. Stop it already. But anyway, she goes on to say that, and then she says, well, because I saw Tiffany's picture, they show her picture, and then they show her car, like she was trying to get out of the parking lot or whatever. And then she has this, it's her facial expressions that really, really got to me and got under my skin. Just like she's a big troublemaker. That's how I see it. Like you're not even, it's moved from this is the person who asks the questions that we all want to know the answers to she's just a big troublemaker. And she was so focused on trying to turn, in my opinion, Melody's opinion of Kiki in this situation, that she wasn't even focusing on the fact that she was breastfeeding her child. Like, she wasn't really paying him any attention. And that's where her focus should have been at that particular time. Or, if you're breastfeeding him, can you focus on breastfeeding your baby? Give him as much attention as you are to this Kiki situation. And she showed no concern for Kiki at all. It's just like, to me, she is like thinking that she's just automatically guilty. Didn't even pick up the phone. You guys are castmates, for goodness sake. You do have some type of relationship. But allegedly, and in my opinion, I believe that Tiffany's just after Kiki and wanting her off the show in an effort to try to save her own spot, her own role, her own place on the show, because allegedly, and I've stated this before, she was told that she had to amp it up this season. So I guess this is her best effort at amping it up. And it's a sorry effort because it makes her look like a sorry person, in my opinion. They could just take Tiffany off the show as far as I'm concerned. But we'll see what happens. But I really do like Melody's whole take on this thing when she was saying innocent until proven guilty. And as a matter of fact, there was like a little outtake after the scene. And Melody was just saying that she's the type of person that she feels that if you feel like someone or being around someone is affecting you negatively, then you shouldn't be around that person anymore. So that's the simple solution. But it looks like Tiffany is just trying to turn everybody else against Kiki with this whole she's affecting our brands negatively. Anyway, that's all I have to say about Miss Tiffany. But the next scene is Marceau and Courtney. And I really don't have a lot to say about this scene because it's the whole Courtney being upset because Marceau was going after Stormi for $100. I've done commentary on that before because they dropped this sneak peek earlier. A couple of months ago, and I did a video on that. So I really don't want to expound on that anymore, except to say that I really, really have a liking for Courtney. Now, I know there was a particular situation that took place with one of the bloggers where I thought that he was really out of place and he was wrong and he was rude and he handled that situation totally wrong. But in my opinion, Courtney don't play about Stormi, and I really, really respect him for that. You know, he really doesn't. One of the things, though, that Marceau said that just made me at him even more is when he said that, how did he say it to Courtney? Oh, he said asking people to pay for services is a trigger word. And so in other words, what he was saying to Courtney was, you know, I shouldn't have asked you guys to pay for services, or I shouldn't have asked Stormi to pay for services because asking her to pay for services is a trigger word. And I'm thinking, look at you. What a hypocrite, because allegedly you're not paying people for services, and that's why you're in court today. But anyway, or people have paid you for services that you aren't even performing. But anyway, I digress. He did, you know, kind of make a jab at Courtney, or he tried to, by saying that, you know, you sell hair care products for women for a business. The same thing he did with Melody when he was saying, you know, she sells t-shirts for a living. But anyway, that's Marceau. In my opinion, Marceau can't go toe-to-toe with Courtney because Courtney's going to put him in his place. You know, Courtney actually stated in one of his outtakes that the way Marceau handled the situation with Stormi was wrong. And I agree. It's like Courtney said, he should have asked way before the event and not at the night of the event for the $100. And I think the whole thing is not about the $100 for Courtney or for Stormi, but it's just the way everything happened. So anyway, that's all I'm going to give my commentary on today. Those two scenes, because I do want to go back and revisit the other scenes. And I do want to take some time with it. I don't want to rush through any of my commentary just to have videos out. So anyway, y'all, that is it for this particular video. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I'll be back. Until then, ciao.